All right, good morning. It's February 22nd, 2023. Feeling a little sluggish. I got up almost 2 hours ago, but this kink in my neck is a little bit better after some yoga. It's still pretty bad, so not sure how long I'm going to trade today. I checked the earnings a little bit earlier. I think there was a couple things that are going to report. Let's take a quick look here. So, what I looked at was the NASDAQ list. Yeah, NVIDIA's reporting in the afternoon. Rio. Not sure what this symbol means, honestly. Big market cap, though. TJ Maxx. So, not really too many big names. There's a couple big reports, though. Not too big, actually. So 15 minutes into the open. Right now it's 8:26 for reference. 8:26 Central. So 9:26 Eastern. The IHS Market Manufacturing PMI. Oh, I'm sorry. That was yesterday. The NBA mortgage application. Yeah, that was earlier this morning. Down quite a bit. Applications index. Yeah, crude inventory is going to be at 10:30. And then we got the FOMC minutes. So this is going to be pretty important. I bet this is going to be pretty hawkish, though. I think we'll see a little bit of a tumble. This will... I'm not sure what this will be. We have a Democratic president. We've had a Democratic president, so I don't know, just a guess, but I think this number is going to be low as well. I think our reserves and inventory are going to be low. I may be wrong. Total stab in the dark. So yeah, I don't know how long I'm going to trade today. Looking at the charts, I'm not really too sure. I'm really expecting a bounce because we're getting a little overextended on the daily on the E-minis. The daily on the NASDAQ still looks like it could go for a minute, though. So could have a similar scenario where we have a couple days of chop and then pop with a bearish divergence before our real dip, or we might just go straight into our dip. But yeah, today seems like it would be a chop day, or maybe slightly grind up, maybe a 50% retrace of yesterday. Let's see. So yesterday we came on the E-mini from 490-ish all the way down to 450, 445. Yeah, it seems reasonable, honestly. On the daily for the NASDAQ, we went from, I think it was like 12.3 at 12.4 down to 12.1, right? Yeah, roughly. So that's 300, so we should make it back up to about 200, 12.2. Took a big stab up there, pretty aggressive on the range bars here. Let's see how long this took. This was from 5:38 to 6:30, so this is about an hour. Pretty solid uptrend. That was this right here. Oh god. Alright, it's 8:29 a.m. Central, so equity markets open in 1 minute. Not really sure on direction. Looking at the 5, kind of hard to tell. I might just watch the first few minutes. I'm leaning towards being bullish. This looks like from 60 to 160 down to 112. So almost 50% retrace. 50% retrace would be a little bit lower. So maybe we'll look for a dip down to 100 and then we'll buy for a little bounce this morning. We'll see. Market opens in 20 seconds here. So yeah, I think that'll be the play. We'll just look to buy around 100, stop maybe under 85 or something like that, and we'll hold for new highs on the local levels here. Okay, no real dip yet. Looks like it's starting off with a little pushy push. Let's see. Okay, dipping a bit down to 115s. It's pretty good off that 115s there. Yeah, 115s was a good level for it. Let's see if it can come back down to 25s for us. Ah, we're gonna miss this move. I think I might just chase into this. I know it's not the best entry, but we'll just hold it because it's off the open here. And yeah, we'll hold this for new highs. I got in at the top of a volley band and with high RSI on the range, so not a terribly good entry. We'll play this for, let's see, the EMA is at 25 right now. Definitely a chase entry. For 25s, we'll hold it down to 15s, I guess. Looks like there's some volume at price down here all the way to 15s. Should have just been more patient. Look at this thing go. Range bars showing lower RSI now, so this would have been the entry. Okay. Yeah, I should have waited for that beautiful dip. Could have added there, I just didn't want to take the extra risk. I'm also supposed to be trading E-minis today, I totally forgot, or micros. Micro E-minis instead of NASDAQ. Okay, we're looking for at least 20 points, so we need to get at least 55s. So far so good. Really should have added on that dip. Not much volume up here, so I'm not sure. This might actually be topping. We'll see. Still working on the first 5-minute bar. Okay, looking good. I'm actually going to get out up here, I think. I mean, we're not even at the first target though, so. Yeah, I got in at such a poor level. It's like weird to trade at such a poor level. 49s. Oh, it's respecting 50s. That's not good. Looks like it popped over 50 for a second. Just barely. Okay, cool. It's grinding into it. It's a good sign. Should pop. So far, it's still respecting it. Let's give it a few more minutes here. My entry is so whack. Ugh. I'm just going to stop out if it comes down here. I'm not letting this winner turn into a loser. Gosh, it's so dippy though. Dippy lippy. So far so good. Looks like it might pop here. Let's see. Very timid morning for it. I got out of 47s there. Probably gonna keep going here. Let's get in over 45s. I'm playing really tight and really stupid right now for some reason. Okay, we popped over 50s. Doesn't want to hold over 50s at all. I just don't like my entry. I'm just gonna get out. I don't want to overtrade today. Had one good trade. Let's just wait for proper levels and not try to be a superhero. So obviously the system's pretty simple. Entry should be around 30 RSI on the range bars. Yeah, like down here. If we get a dip on the RSI, that would be great. A little bit lower than this. We got the lower volley bands, which would have been a good entry. What was that, 37s? Yeah, I guess that's pretty good. We can get long over 47s, but we just had kind of a rejection under 50. Okay, let's get long. Oh, man. I was like, let me get long at 45s, and it just kind of jumped up real quick. Yeah, bad entry once again, so gonna play it a little tight here. Really not liking my entries today. I think I might just exit out of this. Come on, little guy, let me get out. Take the L at 37. That was a textbook short that I should have taken, if anything. Came up to 53. Yeah, pretty much gave back the first trade. Still looking for a bounce off of 100. See, this is territory where we should start buying. Let's look for a little bit lower, closer to 25s. I'm actually not going to get too crazy with it. Yeah, I was considering buying something around 25. Let's see, we're going to do a little bit of a longer trade here. This might still be a fake out to the upside. Let's see if we can get a little bit more correction to the downside. Just let this play out a little bit. It seems to really want to respect 25s so far. So to the downside, there's really no direction yet. Let's just take 29s. We're going to hold this for a little bit of a wider trade, because it could come down as far as 20, but it's not acting like it wants to. So I just don't want to miss the move if we start heading up and get a bad entry. This entry is okay. It's not the greatest, but yeah. We're basically calling for a push off of the bottom RSI and bottom of this Bolly bands and bottom of this volume at price. So we got a little bit of correlation. This volume at price only goes back, I don't know, it doesn't go back very far. It doesn't, I don't even know how far it goes back. That's how sad this indicator is. So drop down to about 20s. Coming up now. Yeah. A lot of volume down here, so most of the volume is in this 25 area. Again, I don't know how far those volume and price indicators go. I still want new highs, so we're going to look for over 60s ideally. Should try to hold for something a little bit longer than the first target, which is 20 points. Actually, I haven't even held anything to the first target yet. Considering there's no real reports coming out, though, I shouldn't expect a directional open, though. It probably is going to be fairly choppy. So maybe it's a little too ambitious to have such a target. It's probably also a little dangerous to be playing with wide stops today. Is it, though? So far we're getting a couple rejections, just sideways action. Total crap. Yeah, it could just decide to fill the rest of this, which would be really annoying. In which case we'd probably want to flip. Kind of want to flip, you know? Under 40s maybe? I'm gonna get out of 37s here. Once again, too early. So we had a dip. I guess we had a little bit of a bullish divergence here, so yeah, I'm still not convinced either way. Now we've got high RSI, lower price, hidden bearish divergence basically. Yeah, might get short under 45s here. It looks like that was the high. 45s is a good spot to be short under. It's a little tight. Maybe we'll give it a little bit more room. Nah, probably shouldn't. I'm just gonna get out. I'm wrong on that one, I think. Playing a little tight. Kind of just getting chopped up with fees right now. Being a little bit impatient. I think my average trade is pretty quick. I guess it's over a minute, but still just not really holding for the meat. This didn't hit my entry when it came back and then went higher. So I'd gotten in at 30, would have been about 20 points now. So yeah, I might do my my initial plan was probably correct. You know what I should be focusing on is the 5-minute chart, not the bars chart. So I don't want to get in up here. If it goes without me, that's fine. Just chalk it up to experience. I'm just going to watch for a few minutes here. We're only 10 minutes into the open, and we've gone absolutely nowhere. So here is, I guess we've gone up. I mean, the first 3 bars have been bullish. I think we're getting up to 450. And what did I say? 12.2 on the NASDAQ, right? So I still think 12.2 is very possible. 12.2 would be nothing really. Okay, we had a 40 touch there. 40 touch, RSI kind of reset, so I'm gonna go ahead and just get long. This is kind of risky. Had a bit of an RSI reset, that's really the only reason I got in. RSI reset and an EMA touch. Still going for new highs. Let's see if we can get them. So we'll have our stop up at like 66s or something. Still really tough to hold today, man. It's a good day to practice patience, let's put it that way. So was yesterday. Patience sitting in the money is the best exercise there is. Barely 10 points in the money though. Could easily take a lot of heat on this. Man suffers more from imagination than from reality. Let's just stay in the moment, trade this price action as it is. Okay, we're roughly 10 points in the money. Yeah, 56 is 10 points in the money. We'll have a pullback here likely. Should see some pop. And honestly, even 69 is really kind of conservative. Like, it's not even really a psych level. Let's push it up a little bit. Down to 50s. RSI reset again. Let's see what we got. I just let a green trade go red. Not something I should be doing. Bounce off 40s there. RSI is showing a little bit oversold. It was a good spot to add, probably. Another bounce right off of 40s. Kind of a V bottom on the range bars. Let's see what the 5 minutes looking like. Starting to get a little whisker on the top. Okay, I guess my minute chart isn't even loading. Oh, there it is. Why is this not auto-fitting? Auto-fit. Yeah, kind of a doji up there. On the minute. Which is obnoxious. A doji on the 1 minute, high Bolly band position, but we're right off the open. So, man, we touched right on that high. Absolutely touched it. So it's just ranging. Is that all we're going to do is range? $58s. Yeah. Yeah, today's kind of a scalpy little, kind of a scalp day. I need to be able to hold for like 10-15 minutes so I can get more meat on my trades. This was entered about 4 minutes ago, so I haven't even held for one 5-minute bar. So let's see, we should see the next bar break through. This bar is going to close here in 20 seconds, 25 seconds roughly. So far it's a pinner, so it needs to become more full-bodied if it's going to break through. 15 seconds left in this bar. We've got to see if it gets up over 63. So far it doesn't look like it. So far it looks like it's going to fuck around. 4 seconds. Okay, a little pop there at the last few seconds. Up to 59. Closed at green. Yeah, okay. New bar looks like it's going to be green as well. Nice. It's going to get the new highs. See if we have any extension off of this. We should. It's going to come back and retest this, see if it's support. Prior resistance becomes support. Should bounce from 63 upwards here. Get this last 10 points in before we chop it. This 5-minute bar just started, so just give it some room to breathe. Okay, looks like it's extending like we wanted. Barely. Just gonna get out here. Probably a little impatient, but whatever. Yeah. Just needed to wait another minute. So I left, I don't know, left like 10 or 20 bucks on the table maybe. Honestly, this was deep in the money and I really had no reason to exit other than to take profits. It's showing pretty overbought on the RSI and the range and the 5 minutes. So, but typically these kind of cup and handle patterns play out for a decent move to the upside. So I think this might come up to 200 like I initially thought. That would be a 50% retrace, and then it's free to reject or do whatever it wants. But yeah, pretty sure, right? So 380, 280, or no, yeah, 380 zeros. So basically 150. It's kind of where it's at, right? Well, 150 plus 80, which would be what, 230? So yeah, more like 230. That's what should have been the target, honestly. I'm just kind of in scalp mode. So we would have gotten our take profit right now. I think we had it at 72, so. We were in the right direction. There's only one contract. Pretty boring. 65s is a good spot to buy. Let me see. I guess it's an RSI midpoint, but bleh. Otherwise it's not really holding at all. Yikes. That was kind of a rash trade. $65s is not holding. Should have waited for some confirmation that it's holding before doing that. That was dumb. Also on these trades when I'm right, I tend to be really tight on them too. Yeah, see? A little too tight on it. Crap. Not even a 10-point stop. Way too tight on it. It was actually correct. Alright, let's see. What was that low? That low is 57. Down to 65s here again. Let's get long. Have a slightly wider stop. RSI kind of reset on the bars, on the range bars. Still eyeing 230. So we still want to see over 200 on the NASDAQ. Yeah, 220. Yeah, that would be a 50% right there. 220. So we're gonna wait, play this like men, because price action is really choppy and boring, and scalping is not. I mean, it kind of is a scalpy day, but we're trending up, and we're gonna let this trend play out. We're gonna start looking for divergence. We're really oversold on the hourly, which is probably not gonna work in our favor. Could have a serious pullback here. We'll play for at least a push to 85s then, kind of a small scalp, which would be 20 points. Let's see if we can at least get up to 20 points. Volley bands are tightening on the range bars, really overbought on the 5-minute bars though. This is really more of a position for entering a short. So having a wide stop here is really scary. And it does have this tendency to push up in the first 15-30 minutes and then drop down. Dang, we are having failing volume too. Didn't even notice that. Let's see. RSI is bottoming out. We'll get out at the next peak of the bar RSI then. So that means we're going to have to add down here and dollar cost average a little bit. I'll give this more room. I'll give it all the way down to 30s. Stupid entry for a long, considering the 5 minutes overbought. But yeah, this looks like a breakout failure so far. Likely just a deep dip though. These typically play out for at least some kind of move. They rarely break out and then reverse right away. Very rarely. So I think this is a fake dip. Fake dip, and we'll see a little bit of an extension here in a bit. I just want to make sure I get a good price if I'm going to dollar cost average into this. 42s, it has bounced off 40s prior, so that would have been a solid entry. It's just so close to my current position. It was a good entry point because of the bottom of the RSI and kind of a psych level that it's bounced off previously. I just don't like that the 5 minutes overbought, so we're still going to play for the 200 level. It's just probably going to take a little bit longer than expected. And, you know, I really want to add closer to 30s if I'm going to add. I'm going to add like down here in the 15s or 20s. I really don't want to add so close to my initial entry. So this is still just, you know, if it plays out, it plays out. Great. But we're playing this with a wider stop. What's funny is we had a prior trade basically at this exact same entry. I have a tendency to do that. I guess it's not a bad thing, but let's see. Still waiting for this to play out. First target's going to be 85s. Probably should have added down at 40s. You know, hindsight's 20/20. What are you going to do? Big pinner down here on the 5. We got another 2 minutes until this 5-minute bar closes, though. So let's see how full-bodied it gets. Maybe it comes down here and makes new lows before bouncing. It'd be great if it was an inside bar. That would be nice. But that's okay because we can, as long as we get an RSI dip higher than, ideally higher than hundreds, that would be really nice. Also, I need to switch to the micros on the E-minis. Okay, so we're down at a 40 level again. Lower price, higher RSI slightly. Still got a minute 15 in this 5-minute bar. Let's see where it closes. Let's give it 30 minutes or so. Really kind of overtraded in the open. Had one trade, gave back. I mean, if I had simply held this first trade, it would have been, you know, $60, $70 winner with barely any heat. I guess I hit my first target with it. Not really. I didn't even hit my first target with that trade. Didn't hit it with this trade either. And this was a really good entry. And then tried to short it. Yeah. So still playing for the long. Slightly higher high. On the 5. Okay, VWAP on the 5 is down at 125s. I think I might play for a bounce off the VWAP. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of volume down here. If it breaks under these 20 levels, that'll be quite bad, but anything down to 20 we can probably buy safely. Kind of a cliff here in terms of volume at price. So it's going to be defended. Unless we get too much momentum going into it and then it's going to break. Shit, is there a report coming out in a minute? Totally forgot about that. There's a report at 10:30, so that's still another 35 minutes. So let's wait on this a little bit. Oh man, my freaking neck. Oh, it hurts so much. Oh, hey Frank, I just saw your message. I should, oh, that's weird. The chat just disappeared. Saw it for a second, and then now it's gone. I agree, it's probably going to be chop. Probably going to be chop. I still expect a little bit of a recovery from this dip on yesterday's daily. But I mean, I guess they could take multiple days. I don't want to be holding through multiple days. Yeah, 5 minute was super overbought. This was definitely the place to get into shorts instead of longs. That's okay. That's why we scale, so we can average in. But yeah, we'll have to cut it if it gets under like 20s, or yeah, I'll maybe let it run a little bit more, but not much more. That would be right at the low of the Bali bands. Because yeah, if we're coming below 10s, we're kind of invalidating this uptrend that we just started. And it has been doing this quite a bit recently. Down to 25s. Okay. So far, pretty steady downtrend. Getting some divergence to the upside here. Very slight, though. Yeah. This looks okay. I don't know if I should buy here. 23s. Let's wait for this 5 minute to close. Another 2 minutes for this 5 minute bar. Did kind of come down right to the bottom of that volume at price, that high volume node right here. I wouldn't consider this a recovery though. RSI is pretty much reset. That does look like divergence though. That's not too bad right there. But you could say the same thing here. So let's just wait and see where we close. Pretty sure we're going to get up to 450s area on the E-minis. Okay. Coming down quite a bit. We're right at VWAP, so we're also like 40 points from the entry. I'm going to go ahead and add here. Okay, I guess I'll add to it there. Oh, I guess I'll get in 3. Alright, that's fine. Didn't mean to get into 3, but let's do it. Break even's at 40 now, so that's kind of nice. At the same time, if we go much lower, we'll have to stop out of this whole thing. I typically don't get into 3 lots like this. Overextending through VWAP. If VWAP's going to show any support, now's the time. If we're going to maintain an uptrend, now's the time. RSI showing some divergence. Not too much though. It's kind of a continuation of what it did yesterday, which is just drip all day. It seems like it's doing the same thing. The E-mini 5 minutes still looks solid. Man, looks like we're going to post a freaking hammer. Inverted hammer on the E-minis. On the 5 minute. That's not a good sign. Yeah. Added to this a little bit more than I wanted to. God, I really don't want to be getting out of it. Inverted hammer though. Oof. The inverted hammer is kind of bearish. Alright, well, let's see if we get some whiskers down here. It's kind of the last stand to keep this into a bull trend. Nasdaq's already looking like it's broken the trend pretty significantly. Our only chance is if this bar or the next one are green. Otherwise, you're probably just gonna cut it. Didn't mean to get into 3 here, but we'll play it. Quite a bit out of the money, though. As long as we cut it and don't rely on the account to liquidate or anything like that. Live to trade another day, you know. 110s. There's not much more room I'm going to give this thing. At this point, I think even if we recover to 40s, I'll likely just stop out at break even. Looks like it's possible. Might take an hour. Still looks like it's kind of setting up for a bit of a spring. This big pin, though. It's like we don't even want to fill it. We just want to get rejected off of it. Yeah, it's just continuing this drip from yesterday. So far, anyway. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to cut this. Oh my god. Right off of zeros, it's possible. We bounced off this level yesterday pretty decently, right? Yeah. So yesterday we did play around and bounce off this level quite a bit. Kind of an aggressive push into it, though. Oof, so aggressive. At the point where we were getting long, you know, I had an inkling to get short, but my greed was more powerful than my sense. .96s. I mean, this is the absolute bottom. This is where I would have added the third one. I'm almost contemplating just risking the account, just adding to it even more. Let's see. RSI on the 5 is being oversold. We got an RSI on the 5 minute that's under 30 now. So yeah, we're definitely not selling here. We're only going to sell when this RSI is up. And so far, this is still bullish just because of... I mean, I'm not going to hold for another 40 points. I could, but... yeah, I just... with the RSI being under 30... God, I'd be such a sucker to sell here. I should have sold here, honestly. I mean, this was the play. Now my average is still very, very high. Looks like it might be setting up for an 85 bounce. That might be where we cut it. Oof. Should only be in 2 contracts at this point, not 3. I think next time, if this happens, I'll just get out of the extra one right away, just to give me the freedom to add where I want to add, rather than just playing with my fat fingers. But we have a low RSI on the 5 minute. And we've got a report coming out in 25 minutes that's going to cause some volatility, and it's likely going to be bearish. It's also done this before, where it runs up the first 15-20 minutes and then dumps for the whole day. So really don't want to be liquidated or cause the account to liquidate. Let's see, 95s. Did we come down to 85s? Maybe just barely. Almost. Yeah, it came down to 90s. Volume is picking up. So that's not good. It's actually quite bad. picking up, volume's picking up, and we just had a fat bar to the downside. That might be the exhaustion candle. So let's see what the volume's like for the next few bars. Let's look at the 1 minute bars here. I don't know why I ever took off the auto fit for this. The volume on the 1 minute doesn't really make much sense here. It's been pretty consistent throughout. Alright, so now the 5 minute is quite oversold. We're more than 50% retraced from this move. Actually, I think, yeah, I believe so, right? 65 to, so let's just say, well, 65 to 175. Half would be 80-ish, yeah, 85. Somewhere in there. At this point, yeah, I mean, playing for break even, I mean, gosh, what a terrible way to trade. Low RSI on the 5, though. Probably going to get a dramatic dip. We should only be in 2 contracts. Instead, we're in 3. So we could easily get liquidated. Oh, this looks like a bear flag, too. Man, oh man. Staying under the EMA. On the range bars. So far, it looks pretty crap. Let's see where we're at when the 5 minute resets. The 5 minute RSI resetting would be going back to 50. So if we get a 5 minute RSI reset that's lower than this price, that would signal a downtrend. Yeah, it looks like it just is making this freaking M. Giant M for moo. Did we touch 85s? No, we didn't. Slowing down, kinda. 20 minutes until this report comes out. I don't know if I want to hold into the report. I think it's going to be bearish. This oil report. Oh, man. Oil inventory. Yeah, I should have kept it light today. Yeah, if we get back up to 40s, I'm just gonna chop it, I think. Yeah, I was expecting a retracement, and so far that retracement has been crapped on pretty hard. This is like a cup and handle break with big rejection, which you don't typically see. I mean, I haven't seen very many of those. I feel like the majority of the time there's a decent extension off the cup and handle. It's kind of a shitty cup. We'll see. Just too much downward pressure, baby. Our size getting low, though. Bear's got to be getting a little exhausted here. Volume's dying. Oh, I'm just going to be stuck in this crap position. I guess not stuck. I could always get out. Probably have to call it under 85s. And watch that be the bottom. Yeah, I really want to wait for the RSI and the 5 minute to be up. But I don't know if I'll have the mustard. With 3 contracts, this is just way... Yeah, we're down to 80s now. This looks like it's going to break down below 60s. Complete retrace of this push from early in the AM. which was a bounce off 4. Oof, man. Oh, I really don't want to have to start peeling out of this. Should have just ripped the band-aid off way sooner, but whatever. When did I add to this? At 25s? There's been no recovery from that whatsoever. Oh my god, I gotta call it. 65's last stand. Come on, 65s. You're my hope, my only hope. There's a lot of momentum on this. Very unlikely to hold. Wow. Decimated today. Decimated. RSI on the 5 is super oversold. Big dumps. Even a reversion to mean would be nice. Look at how oversold this is. My god. Even the range bars are down to 15 tens. Wow. Entry was just absolute piss for this move. Really should have considered flipping. Okay. I'm gonna get out of 2 under 50. That is the last straw for me. Unfortunately, I just cannot allow myself that much wiggle room. Sucks because this is a really nice level to be long. But hey, I've been saying that for the past like 10 minutes. And it clearly hasn't been. Alright. Jeez, so much for 50% retrace. I could still come back, but I mean, you know what they say, if you're early, it's the same as being wrong. This looks like it's ready to dump more. Jesus Christ, look how much lower this reset is. Where is the 5-minute bottom? Damn it. That's what I'm waiting on. Oh man, this entry. So cringe. Cringiest entry ever. If we get under 60s again, I'll buy another one. But only because my stop is really close. It's not even going to bring my average down very much. I'd be lucky if it gets down to 20. 120. Oftentimes I'm just a little too bullish. Like, this was a decent trade. Why didn't I just wait for a proper reset? Yeah, I tried buying again, got burned, and then got in at the exact same level again. I need to pay attention to my P&L a little bit more, because this was an indication that I was wrong. And I was hesitant, that's why I had the tight stop to begin with. It was a good setup for a short. And we're in a bear market, so getting long is hard. Making money off longs is tough in this environment. We're back under 60. We're likely going to get stopped out. but it'll be on our terms at least. Pretty much a $500 loser on the day. Abysmal. Typically, I don't let things go over 150 or 200. Now I've let one trade go about 500. That is abysmal by my standards. I said I would add another one, but I haven't yet. Just because it's dropping like a friggin' rock. Can move it down a point. I don't know what difference it's gonna make. Yeah. Boom. Oh, dude, what a disgusting, disgusting price action here. Good for anyone who shorted. I think if you just reverse what I do some of these days, you would do great. Broke serious rules today. Should probably just stop for the day, honestly. Some good divergence on the bars. RSI in the 5 is so oversold. Oh my god. Wow. $392 on the E-mini. Crazy oversold area. Definitely a good spot to buy. Dude, if I bottom tick this, oh my god. Oh, look at this. This is like my worst trade of all the time. Just holding it from the absolute top to the absolute bottom. Just terrible. Need to make a rule to have my stop at the EMA or something like that. Ugh. This was actually pretty good divergence. But not on the 5. The 5 is still... Alright. Yeah, we had some divergence on the 1 minute. Yeah. Maybe that was the bottom. Oh, man. 41s, huh? It's like, nope, I'm gonna dump on your ass all day, bro. I will buy. I guess I won't buy. Never mind. This is how accounts get blown. I'm just gonna play this one contract that I have left, and yeah, and then I'll probably just be done for the day, just because this is bad, man. Should have gotten out of my stop up here, which was, I don't even remember where. Well, it was at 150 or 200 bucks, which was half of this. Just getting stopped out of the third here. Ugh. Oh my god. Bad day for me. Basically didn't hold to my stops. Broke my rules. Those rules, they gotta be ironclad. I can't be breaking them so often. The reason I broke it, if I had to answer that question, why did I break my rule today? I really don't even have a good answer. Why did I break my personal stop rule today? I didn't want to be wrong. That is the most accurate answer. So basically a refusal to accept reality, which is a terrible reason to extend the personal rules. It's done this pump and dump before, and just felt very greedy today. Bought highs and didn't even have a chase stop. If all goes well, we'll at least recover back to 120s. Man, it really looks like I bottom ticked this thing for my exit. It's like building a floor now. Report's coming out in 10 minutes, so we're going to get some volatility. I have a feeling it's going to be bearish. It's probably going to shit some more. Oh man. Yeah, let's see if we can at least get this one to break even. Then we're only losing, I don't know, 238 plus 160, 400 roughly in one trade. Yeah, no bueno. What's interesting is when I have a winner, I don't even let it get this deep. So, yeah, the biggest issue I had today was a refusal to accept reality. Reality was my long idea was too ambitious, wrong timing, and I didn't want to accept the reality that I was wrong, and I'm paying the price. I'm getting out at pretty much the bottom. Oh my god, it's terrible. Oh, Jesus. Oh, what a great spot to buy. I'm just not going to add to it. I don't want to break the bank any more than I have. Oh, dude, absolute bottom tick. Oh my god. Alright. 5-minute RSI is on its way up. Reports in 7 minutes. Shit's gonna get crazy. Oh man. My neck is sore. All the reasons not to go hard today, and I went hard. Didn't want to take a loss. Decent recovery so far. Dude, I absolutely bottom ticked it for my exit. Ugh. Disgusting. Maybe it's just making some room so that when the report comes out, it just blasts down even more. Decent recovery. Dude, bottom ticked it. Totally bottom ticked it. Oh, Jesus Christ. I've had this happen. I've had this happen before. It's probably like the absolute best lesson. Yeah, when I said I would feel like a sucker at selling it under at oversold levels on the RSI and the 5, I meant it. Totally feel like a sucker. Oh man. Oh man. Recovery is underway. I mean, this could be the shakeout before we move higher. But I'm not going to add to this thing. Honestly, I just want to leave it up and go do other things. Assuming this comes back into the green and then goes up to 200s. I mean, we'd actually make a good portion of the loss back. Chances of that are kind of low. I mean, that was a huge rejection. Yeah, my refusal to accept reality was just painful today. Painful. If I had 2 contracts instead of 1, or instead of 3, maybe I would have held it more. Maybe I would have held it through that dip. It's hard to tell. Shouldn't have to think about that anyway. Alright, so we want this to continue to the upside. Bottom ticked on the exit. Report's coming out in 3 minutes. Make that 2 minutes. With any luck, the report's going to be like amazing. Oil inventory is phenomenal. You got crazy amounts of it. And we blast up to 40.50, which would be about 12.200, 12.250 on the NASDAQ. That could happen, but yeah, and this was just the shakeout. So many narratives. So many narratives. Probably gonna see an extension to the downside. Ugh. Do 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 do. This is where we die. $85s. I love trading 85s. Oh, I love trading 85 so much. Okay, report's gonna come out in 10 seconds. Three, two, one. Was I wrong? Did we not just have the report come out? It is at 10:30 Eastern. Yeah, what the hell? Yeah, it should come out any second. Or it should have already come out. Huh. Maybe no one cares. Do 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 do. 85s, huh? Man, that report didn't do anything. What the heck? Continuing this terrible, dream-crushing downtrend. I actually don't see the numbers for that EIA crude oil inventory yet. Interesting. Do I have my timing wrong? I don't think so. Oh yeah, it definitely should have come out. Weird. Guess no one cares. So yeah, we could have stopped at 85. Flipped. But we're gonna die on the hill. Die on our, what's the saying? Die on the hill you dig, or whatever. Oh man, that was like a dead cat bounce on the 5. Just watch it get slightly more extended, and then crawl back up all the way. Rough day for me. Holy crap! Pretty much blew the account. I mean, I got out on my own personal stops. But talk about an abysmal day. Too bullish today. Way too bullish today. Oh, just, jeez. I need to go out to dinner before I screw myself so hard. Paying to the market, paying for a lesson. Big lessons today. Expensive lessons. Expensive lessons. My God. Yeah, flipping an 85s would have been a good call. Oh, I just want to be done for the day. I don't want to trade anymore. I am too sad. Let us switch scenes. I'm not sad, I'm just kidding. But, pretty disappointed. It's trying to get this little curl up, and then, yeah, I start to cowboy it up. That seems to be what happens, I get on a good streak, really following the rules. And then I'm like, yeah, I do so well at this rule following. I can mess around. And what ends up happening is I start to just get too cocky, I think. Get too comfortable. You need to stick to these rules. Very, very, very strict rules. You need to follow them all the time, no matter what. Approaching 3K down. After fees were more than 3K down. Oh, I just noticed that's missing a comma. Ooh. Alright, let's add the images. Oops. I gotta add a chart to this day view. Oh. I'm gonna look back at the platform. Excuse me. Oh man. Okay, so let a trade run against me today more than more than twice my personal stop. No good reason for doing so other than refusing to accept reality. That's not even a reason. No good reason for doing so. The reason was refusing to accept reality. Noticing a clear pattern where I cut my winners short and am often willing to let losers run past my personal stop. So if my personal stop at least my trade count was nice and low. On the bright side, trade count was low, but not under 5, as I've been planning. The whole time for the last trade was really long. Look at that, yeah. Biggest loser was my longest hold time. I also had a loser and anxiety about the trade due to, as evident by the prior loser. I'm just going back to look at the platform again. Oh, I look so bottomed out now. Oh. It's funny that the report didn't do anything. Let me see. Did this report even post? Oh, they put it on the wrong day, those assholes. They just removed it. There was a report here. And it's just not scheduled for today. Ah, it's scheduled for tomorrow. Wow. They moved it. It was in the wrong spot. They seriously just moved that. Well, that's good to know. Jeez. I guess I can't trust briefing. Or maybe the EIA was like, hey, we're moving this. So far, mean day. Biggest loser was my longest hold time. I also had had a loser and anxiety about the trade as evident by the prior loser. That was trade number what? That was trade number 7. Yeah. I'm glad I got these numbers in here so I can reference these really easily. So, yeah, this is good to note. If my personal stop is going to be negative 150 to 200, I should think in points. So in points, that's depends on the product. Whatever, I'll just say negative 150 to negative 200. If my personal stop is going to be negative 150 to negative 200, then my personal goal on the day should be at least 150 to 200. I mean, that's what makes sense. Otherwise, it would mean that I'd have to have many more green days than red days. And I don't want to live like that. I want to live with... I'd love to have more green days than red days, but I don't want a ton of green days and then one big red day to wipe them all out. So, yeah. Then my personal goal on the day should be at least 150, 200. So I probably haven't been pushing myself enough on my green days. I mean, I guess today I should have not pushed. Oh, man. So the other good thing is that I didn't blow up the account. I mean, I did draw it down quite a bit, but I didn't blow it out. Hold on, I gotta use the little boy's room. As we paint this bottom and possibly recover. Let's say I let a trade run against me today, more than twice my personal stop. No good reason for doing so. The reason was refusing to accept reality and refusing to be wrong. Noticing a clear pattern where I cut my winners short and am often willing to let losers run past my personal stop. On the bright side, trade count was low. Not under 5 as I've been planning. Also stopped out myself rather than having the account be liquidated. Biggest loser was my longest hold time. I also had a loser and anxiety about the trade as evident by the... I also had a loser, let's see, prior loser and anxiety about the trade as evident by number 7. About the longer trade. My personal stop is going to be 150 to 200, then my personal goal in the day should be at least 150 to 200. Yeah, it's very true. We'll switch to mini micros to allow for more wiggle room. Okay. Yeah, NASDAQ micros are a different beast. They are a tough cookie. I'll be making less on the E-mini micros, but it'll give me more wiggle room. Yeah, it looks like bears are exhausted. Just looking at the chart. Anyway, we'll switch to E-mini micros to allow for more wiggle room. Okay, let's just save this note. And was anxious about buying here, and gut was right in this case. Next trade entry was at roughly the same level. Just get a screenshot of this. Just grabbing it from the range bars. Yeah. So there's that. Wait, this was 3, not 2. Is TradeAbate having the export issue again? Bro. TradeAbate always has this export issue. It keeps coming back. I'm tired of it. Alright, let's see if it's supposed to be 10 trades, I think. Let's see. Yeah. There we go. Oh. Getting some more screenshots real quick. Jesus Christ, we totally bottom ticked this stuff. Absolute bottom ticked it. Abysmal trading today. Abysmal. Seems like it might have been a bottom tick exit. This trade broke all of my rules. Yeah, I mean, I just need to get it through my head. As long as I keep myself letting myself break rules, the longer I keep breaking my rules, the longer I delay success. Let's put it that way. The rules have to be followed no matter what. I should not be cowboying it up. Entry was at, see if I can paste the image in. Yeah. A super overbought point on the 5-minute. Oh, terrible day today. I blame my neck. Ugh. Let's just look back. Totally, yeah, now it seems like it's chopping up a little bit. Ready to pump a little bit. Oof. Yeah, I really should have just sat in one. Added down here. That would have been 100 points. That would have been a $200 drawdown. Then adding to it. Probably would have still gotten out though. For a loss. But it would have been half of what I lost today. So, you know, at least I lived to trade another day. Not the end of the world. Hopefully you guys did better than me. I will review all these notes of mine. I'm also going to make a little feature where you can easily see all of these day notes in one spot. Because I don't like having to click into all these notes. I want to be able to see, like, at a glance, all of my notes. So I'm going to add that. I think that's going to be kind of important. Maybe just the keywords from each one, something like that. But yeah, you can see the pattern, right? Small days, small green days, but occasionally I just have these big losing days. And if I can just eliminate the big losing days, I'll be profitable. This month's been rough to me. Last month was decent, but this month has been crap. Actually, this is including last month, isn't it? Yeah. It doesn't include the few good days I had before this. But it is what it is. This is it's not an accelerating P&L curve, but it's pretty straight down. So far looking pretty crap for this year. Tomorrow and going forward, basically going to be extremely regimented. No rule breaks. And I've totally said that in the past, and I keep breaking these rules. Yeah, and this day doesn't even count because I held this overnight. So a system for showing the rules, and then a system for, like, so a tab for rules would be good. Daily volume has been coming down, I think. Oh, we got the newest day on this side. I should probably reverse that. Yeah, okay. Alright, anyway. I will catch you guys tomorrow. Happy hunting, happy trading. FOMC minutes comes out at 2 o'clock Eastern. Right as the equity markets close. So good luck with that. I probably won't be trading it. I'm going to sit out, I'm going to stretch my neck, and come back tomorrow with a fresh head. I'll catch you guys then.